Pollination is one of the most important processes in the plant kingdom. It is the crucial step that allows plants to reproduce and create new generations. In this lesson, we will explore how pollen grains move from male parts to female parts of flowers, making it possible for plants to form seeds and fruits. Pollination is defined as the transfer of pollen grains from the anther, which is the male reproductive part of a flower, to the stigma, which is the female reproductive part. The anther produces pollen grains that contain the male gametes or male reproductive cells. When these pollen grains reach the stigma, they can begin the process of fertilization. This transfer is essential because it brings together the male and female genetic material needed to create seeds. Pollination plays two critical roles in the life cycle of flowering plants. First, it enables fertilization. When pollen reaches the stigma and successfully fertilizes the egg cell, this leads to the formation of seeds and fruits. Without pollination, most flowering plants would not be able to produce these structures. Second, pollination is essential for plant reproduction. It ensures the survival of plant species and maintains biodiversity in our ecosystems. Through pollination, plants can pass on their genetic traits to the next generation. There are two main types of pollination. Self-pollination occurs when pollen is transferred within the same flower or between flowers on the same plant. This type requires only one plant and ensures reproduction even when pollinators are scarce. Cross-pollination, on the other hand, involves the transfer of pollen between different plants of the same species. Cross-pollination promotes genetic diversity, which helps plant populations adapt to changing environmental conditions and resist diseases. Various agents in nature help carry pollen from one flower to another. Insects, such as bees, butterflies, and beetles, are the most common pollinators. They visit flowers to collect nectar and inadvertently carry pollen on their bodies. Birds, especially hummingbirds, also pollinate flowers while feeding on nectar. Wind is another important pollination agent, carrying lightweight pollen grains through the air over long distances. Water can also facilitate pollination in aquatic and some terrestrial plants, where pollen floats on water surfaces to reach other flowers. Flowers that rely on insects for pollination have evolved special features to attract their pollinators. They typically have brightly colored petals in shades of red, yellow, purple, or blue that catch the attention of insects. These flowers are fragrant, releasing pleasant scents that guide pollinators to them. They produce nectar, a sugary liquid that serves as a food reward for visiting insects. Additionally, insect-pollinated flowers have sticky or spiky pollen that easily adheres to the bodies of insects, ensuring the pollen is transported to other flowers when the insect moves on. Flowers pollinated by wind have very different characteristics compared to insect-pollinated flowers. They have small and dull-colored petals, often green or brown, because they do not need to attract animal pollinators. These flowers produce no scent and no nectar, since there is no need to provide rewards. Their pollen is light and dry, allowing it to be easily carried away by air currents. Wind-pollinated flowers also have feathery stigmas that hang outside the flower, creating a large surface area to catch airborne pollen grains floating in the wind. Examples include grasses, corn, and many trees. To summarize, pollination is the essential bridge that connects the male and female structures of plants. It is the fundamental process that enables sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Through pollination, pollen grains carrying male gametes are transferred to the stigma, where they can fertilize the egg cells. This process leads to seed formation, fruit development, and ultimately the continuation of plant life on Earth. Understanding pollination helps us appreciate the intricate relationships between plants and their environment.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.